So Charlotte, I want you to start at the beginning. I know this is a long story and this has been such a roller coaster, but I don't know where to even begin. But maybe just tell the story of the last 2 weeks of the shelter have just been insane, and
Yes.
kind of give a little bit of background and then what started all of it and what happened.
Well, this year's been really bad, and I think it's been bad for everybody. We have a new mayor here in the city, and we had gotten to the point where we didn't even have a breakdown cage anymore. And so we went and met with the mayor and told him what the problem was, and he was not very compassionate. Basically said, you have a contract with us. If you don't continue to take dogs, we're going to cut your funding.
So you told him we're absolutely full. We're actually
I did.
beyond full, because you at that point had dogs like in the bathroom, in the laundry room.
Yeah, well, and then it got worse. He said no, and I said okay. So we left because we couldn't. It was kind of fruitless to continue. So we left and came back here. And between the meeting and the time we finally said we can't take anymore, absolutely cannot, they brought in 22 more dogs, and they were not small
So
dogs.
what was your number at that point? How many dogs?
At that point, we were at 196, and they brought in, so we were over 200.
And what do you think this building has, if you're not using crates, because I know you guys have to use crates, if you're not using crates, you're just using the kennels that are built in, what's the right number of dogs for this building?
About 90.
Okay.
90. There's 42 kennels, and
Okay.
some of them can take multiple dogs. Some of them it's just single dogs. The problem is the size of the animals we're getting into.
They're large,
bringing
everything
all
you have.
large. We have no small dogs at all, and lots of puppies, and lots of pregnant mamas have come in. But I called the mayor and I said, I know what you said, but we're bordering animal cruelty. I can't do this anymore. We cannot take another dog. And I said, well, we're trying to get them out. We're trying everything we can think of, and we were for the whole year. We've been calling and begging, and you know you've been here and talked to me, and it's just very hard. Everybody's in the same boat. So once I told him that we couldn't take any more in. He said, well, that's it. We're going to stop funding you. And if we do fund you, if you open back up, we're going to prorate it. And we're going to pull the days that you didn't take out of the check that we normally give you.
Never mind that you're continuing to house the dogs you've taken in from them, but they
Right.
only want to pay you per dog you take in one time.
Right. Right now, we currently have 158 dogs and cats.
From the city?
And cats from the city. We have 31 from the county.
And the county has continued to fund you. and
They
support
are,
you.
and they're helping us in any way they can.
It's insane.
It is. At any rate, shortly after that, we received a letter from the city attorney. And in the letter, it said that they were going to cut our funding until such time as we went ahead and took more dogs. And they said that if we, in the letter, it's very specific, if you continue to not accept animals from the city, you will be evicted.
And what would happen if they had carried through with that? Well, when they say evicted, because this is a nonprofit shelter, but you are renting for not much.
The building,
city,
yeah.
The building belongs to the city. So
The city
what
and-
would
city
happen
and county both.
to the dogs if the city evicts you?
Well, the mayor's changed his mind several times.
What made him change his mind?
Pressure from the community.
That's awesome. So your community stood up and said, no,
No.
that's not acceptable.
Yeah.
You can't do this. Good.
I don't think he expected the outpouring of compassion for the animals that happened. And WTVA News came out, and that's a Tupelo, Columbus, Starkville, and a lot of people here get that channel, and he did a great interview, and he also stood in front of our sign and read the eviction notice.
Wow.
And that meant a lot when people heard, this is true, she's telling the truth. So he backtracked on the eviction notice. but they are still not funding us.
So they're not funding, and so if they aren't funding you, and that's the bigger portion of your monthly income here, what does that mean?
It means we can't pay our utility bills, for one thing. We had a number of fundraisers going on to try to get us caught up on our medical bills, which we have quite a few, and also to be able to pay our utilities, which are very high right now because of the heat problem. We can't pay them. The county said they will talk to the utility companies, but it doesn't really matter. They may give us more time, but we still have to pay.
Yeah, ultimately you have to pay. So you mentioned just in passing the heat problem here. So meanwhile, like prior to all of this, we had been talking with you about trying to do anything we could to help you with the fact that inside those kennels, it's in the 90s. In the rooms where the dogs are, it's like 93 degrees, 95 degrees, which is, as you said, I think in one interview, like pretty much cruelty in some ways. And
well,
it's
that's what
brutal.
I told the mayor. I said, it's borderline animal cruelty. We can't continue to do this. We have every breakdown cage, which is a wire cage, in use right now. Dogs in there that should not be in there. The cages are too small. And like you said, we had them in the bathroom, we had them in the laundry room, and I mean, it was just, even the people who were bringing them from the city were like, I don't know how you're going to do this. And we don't. We have every possible space that there's kennel and crate and carrier and whatever. They're full. They're packed full.
Does the city expect you to euthanize dogs to make room?
They have mentioned that. As a matter of fact, when we called and said, well, if you're going to evict us, we have a transport going out Friday, and we will meet whoever you have coming in here to run the shelter and talk to them and see if they want to meet with our employees, because they'd have a good trained staff. And he said he didn't have anyone to come in. Initially, he said that the city would take over. They would euthanize whatever dogs were in there, and they'd become a 5-day kill shelter. Meaning dogs are here 5 days. If they're not claimed, they put them in.
A dog pound.
Yes, that would be a dog pound. He has backed off of that now, and basically said the dogs are my responsibility, and I'm not working fast enough to get them out of here. Basically, what we need right now is funding so we can pay our utility bills and get these dogs spayed and neutered and get them out of here. I have a number of dogs that have been brought in the past couple months that we haven't been able to get spayed and neutered. And it costs money to do that.
Yeah.
So we need to get that done. We need to get our bills paid. And we need a new contract with the city, and if we can't get one that's fair to the animals, then we will be taking whatever we have left somewhere and opening up a temporary rescue, and we will leave.
So what would be fair in the contract? Like what are the things that you need in the contract for you to continue to operate as a shelter here in Corinth?
Well, first, our budget is $265,000 a year.
That's it for this building? And how many animals come through this building a year?
A year, anywhere from 1,400 to 1,500 at least.
And how many? You don't have hardly any. I can't believe how small staff you have. How you're operating
all
this
we
on
can
like
afford.
7 people? Is it 7? And they're not all full time.
No, we have 4 full-time and 3 part-time.
And do you take a salary?
No.
That's just unbelievable to me.
Luke, who's the animal control officer for the county also, he takes a salary and signs his check back over to the shelter. Yeah. But we love these animals, and they have such a hard time. And what I have seen, I get teary when I start thinking about it. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we met so many beautiful animals. We brought them out to take pictures of, and there's so many amazing animals. So you need funding, you need rescues.
I need rescues for sure. I am calling everybody I know, and they are pitching in, they are helping, but they're full.
Yeah.
But they're still taking 2 or 3 or
you
whatever.
Need more. You need a husky rescue. You've got a bunch of huskies here.
I do. We have 4 beautiful huskies.
They
You met
are.
Dorsey.
Oh, Dorsey's incredible. What a
The
sweetheart.
husky. And I have one that right now has a real bad skin problem. We've got it pretty much cleared up and ready to go. And the other two are just perfect. They're the gray and white and black huskies.
Beautiful huskies.
Yeah, they're gorgeous.
Yeah, so rescue help. You could use some volunteers too, I would assume, from
Absolutely. We need
to get the
people
dogs out.
Get them out and walk them
And play with
so
them.
that when they do go back and they have to get in those kennels, they're ready to lay down and take a nap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would make a huge difference. If you could just get a solid
A
group
play
of
area,
volunteers
yeah.
to come and walk dogs, yeah, if you could build a play area to
Yes.
get them out for play groups.
Yes. When when I start down my list of what I need, I'm afraid people are going to say, "Oh, that's too much."
Yeah, yeah.
But we do. We need a lot. We need air conditioning, absolutely.
Gosh, do you need air conditioning?
And we need a larger play area where we can have larger play groups. We need money for medical and to pay our utility bills. Just people who love dogs that want to come out. Like our little pits that you've got.
Yeah,
They're our lap dogs. They just want you to hold them.
Yeah.
That's it.
Just sit there.
So,
It's an easy volunteer job. Just come and hold a bucket kitty in your lap.
and listen, if you don't like dogs that much and you're afraid of them and you want to learn not to be afraid of them or whatever, I've got plenty of other jobs. Our surgery room needs sterilized every time we have in there. We need to do the utensils, and I call them utensils, instruments. Instruments have to be autoclaved, and we have to do cleaning in there. I need somebody to sit at my desk so I can spend more time with the sick animals and work with them. We have a little gift shop in there.
Yeah, it's really
items for the dogs. I need somebody to dust and clean that, and work with people that are interested. What is this and what is that?
Or play with kitties.
Oh my gosh, play with kitties and give puppies baths. I mean,
Yeah.
you want to
Those
have
are
a
all
fun job.
fun jobs.
Yeah,
Come
they
give
are.
puppies baths.
Oh yeah. As you notice, we have quite a few puppies that need baths.
Oh, you have so many puppies. All right. Well, I really hope that something gives. I mean, you
I
need
do
a break here. You need maybe an angel to come in and fix this.
Yeah,
Mostly.
we do a lot we had a prayer chain going the other day when the city was meeting, and they didn't vote in public, but they did privately among each other, and they cut the funding
For the shelter.
for the shelter. Yeah.
Well, I hope something changes, and we're going to do all we can. We'll share this
Well,
information.
I think
share
maybe
thoughts.
there's an angel out there that I won't need them city.
Wouldn't
That
be
will
awesome?
be able to operate a shelter at least for the next year without the city and get some things done.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, it would be. Now, if the mayor hears a year, he'll have a heart attack. But yeah,
Yeah.
I want to cooperate. I really do, and I want to take more dogs in. But I have to take care of the ones we have now and get them out and get them homes, and then we can start taking more in.
Right. That's fair.
Thank you.